Let's take a nostalgic journey back to the 90s, a magical era filled with some of the coolest cartoons that made our afternoons unforgettable. Now, who doesn't have a soft spot for those Saturday mornings filled with cereal, pajamas, and the best cartoons the decade had to offer? Do you remember the rush of excitement as you tuned in to catch your favorite characters in action? Join us as we count down the top 10 Saturday morning cartoons from the 90s, each one a nostalgic gem that defined a generation. Starting off at number 10, we have X-Men. Back in 1992, this animated series was a game-changer, bringing the iconic X-Men characters to life and making them a cultural sensation. It wasn't just a typical kids' show. X-Men tackled heavy themes like prejudice and world-ending threats, proving that cartoons could be both entertaining and thought-provoking. Fast forward to today, and the X-Men fever is still alive with comic book spin-offs and a sequel animated series on Disney+. Now let's talk about number 9, The Tick. This one stands out because it was a kids' show with a twist. Marketed to youngsters, The Tick served up humor that was unmistakably for the grown-ups in the room. Following the adventures of the eccentric superhero, The Tick, this series was a hilarious take on the superhero genre. What makes it truly unique is how it poked fun at every superhero trope imaginable, standing out among its more serious counterparts like X-Men and Batman. Originally an adaptation of a comic book, The Tick became a beacon of satire, turning superhero culture on its head. Now let's turn our attention to the number 8 spot, Gargoyles. In the ancient year of 994, a group of magical warriors known as Gargoyles defended a Scottish castle. These stone protectors, cursed to slumber during the day, faced betrayal from their human allies. Some met their demise, while others endured a 1,000-year stony sleep. Fast forward to modern-day New York, where the Gargoyle clan, led by the mighty Goliath, awakens to safeguard humanity, despite being feared and hated. What set Gargoyles apart was its departure from the familiar. Unlike many 90s cartoons, it wasn't an adaptation, but an entirely new intellectual property. Drawing inspiration from the mature storytelling and dark tone of predecessors like X-Men and Batman, Gargoyles weaved a captivating tale of Goliath. And believe it or not, Gargoyles ventured into uncharted territory with its exploration of gray morality. Unlike other shows that painted characters as purely good or evil, Gargoyles introduced shades of gray. Morality became a complex landscape with characters whose allegiances and ethical standings shifted unpredictably. Gargoyles took itself seriously, earning itself a devoted following that has lasted for years. The show's impact was so profound that in 2022, it gave birth to a sequel comic book series, proving that the legacy of Goliath and his clan continues to stand the test of time. Moving on, at number 7, we have ReBoot. Back in the era when computers were becoming a household norm and the internet was a wild frontier, ReBoot stepped into the scene. This animated series delved into the inner workings of our computers, focusing on the adventures of a program named Bob. His mission? Defend the mainframe from wicked viruses. Sure, the 3D animation might seem a bit dated now, but back then, ReBoot was one of a kind. It took risks that didn't always pay off, but its influence on modern animation is undeniable. Despite being the underdog on our list, ReBoot earned a reboot in 2018, proving that even the smallest cult following can keep a digital legacy alive. Now on to number 6, Pinky and the Brain. Imagine two lab mice, Pinky and Brain, made by the masterminds behind Animaniacs. These lovable characters might have made their debut in the world of madcap comedy. Pinky and the Brain was no ordinary cartoon. It blended clever humor with an understanding that young viewers could appreciate wit. Imagine a loose adaptation of the Underdog hockey team film, but instead of regular players, you've got a squad of anthropomorphic ducks soaring through space, battling reptilian aliens with the mystical power of a hockey mask. Yes, you heard that right. Spacefaring, hockey-playing ducks. As outrageous as it sounds, Mighty Ducks struck a chord with 90s kids. It may have been a bit bonkers, but it was undeniably 90s, action-packed, loaded with sports references, and boasting names like Wild Wing Flashblade. Sure, it might not be Disney's magnum opus, but Mighty Ducks earns its spot on this list for encapsulating the essence of the era. Hold on tight, folks, because at number 4, we're delving into the metallic world of Beast Wars Transformers. Back in the 90s, The original Transformers series was already a blockbuster hit, thanks to those transforming robots and their cool toy line. But the creators decided to shake things up and introduced us to a whole new frontier: Beast Wars. Long after the Cybertronian Civil War, peace had finally settled in. But the Predacons had other plans. On a quest for energon to fuel their villainous aspirations, the Maximals were deployed to stop them. The crash landing on an alien world forces both sides to adopt new animalistic forms to blend in, and then comes the era of Beast Wars. Developed by the minds behind ReBoot, Beast Wars marked a groundbreaking moment as the first 3D animated series in the Transformers franchise. Now, let's be honest, the animation might not have been the smoothest, but the designs of these beastly Transformers became iconic, unleashing a wave of major lore implications. This fresh take on Transformers was a roaring success, paving the way for a sequel series, Beast Machines, Transformers, which amped up the robotic aesthetic. Say what you will about the animation, but Beast Wars became a Saturday morning staple for every 90s kid, a must-watch as we munched on cereal. Fast forward to today, and its influence can still be felt in the newest Transformers installment, Rise of the Beasts. Now hold on to your pokeballs because we've hit the top 3, starting with the global sensation that shaped a generation, Pokémon. Back in 1997, the Pokémon animated series burst onto the scene, bringing Ash and Pikachu into our lives. Fast forward almost 3 decades, and Pokémon is still influencing pop culture with games, merch, and more. Ash's quest to become a Pokémon master might have reached its conclusion, but new heroes continue the legacy, captivating a new generation of fans. Now, at number 2, enter the fierce debate of the 90s, Digimon. Born in 1999, Digimon was the rebellious sibling to Pokémon, offering a darker, edgier narrative. 7 kids are teleported to a digital world, discovering sentient monsters called Digimon. Unveiling their destiny as Digidestined, each kid bonds with a Digimon to combat evil forces like Devimon and Myotismon. Digimon distinguished itself with a mature tone, darker storytelling, and the willingness to tackle serious themes. Despite not reaching Pokémon's global phenomenon status, Digimon carved its niche with a devoted fan base, and the 2020 reboot allowed original fans to relive the excitement with new adventures. And now, the grand finale at number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A colossal surprise turned cultural phenomenon. This series, born in 1987, retains its popularity even today. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's creation featuring ninja-wielding anthropomorphic turtles became a pop culture icon, influencing kids of the 80s and 90s alike. The original series may have wrapped up in 1996, but its impact echoes through the ages. The Turtles continue to dominate, with Mutant Mayhem releasing in 2023, proving that Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael are timeless heroes that forever hold a special place in our nostalgic hearts. And there you have it, the top 10 90s cartoons that filled our Saturday mornings with laughter, excitement, and a whole lot of nostalgia. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more blasts from the past.